The storm came fast. 1 minute, the sky over Fort Theta was clear. The next, a black ship tore through the clouds like a falling star, trailing smoke and fire. Jace, a young human engineer, had just finished repairing the power lines near the edge of the outpost. He dropped his tools as the ground shook. The alarms screamed. Soldiers ran past him, shouting orders. But Jace stood frozen, staring at the ship that had just crashed into the valley below. "No signal," said the comms. Unit on his belt. Unknown craft. No ID match in Alliance database. It wasn't human. It wasn't from the allied alien races either. Jace ran back to the base, heart pounding. But something inside him said go toward the crash. He didn't know why. Maybe it was instinct. Maybe it was madness. But he turned back. He climbed down into the valley. The air smelled like burning metal. The trees were flattened in a circle around the wreck. The ship was huge silver, cracked open like an egg. Its surface shimmered like it was alive, a shape. Moved inside. Jace raised his tool gun. "Is someone in there?" No answer, just a soft scraping sound. Then something stepped out. She wasn't human. Tall and slender. Her skin was smooth and marked with glowing patterns. Her wings folded tightly. Against her back, still sparking from the crash. Her long tail curled behind her, swaying. But it was her eyes that stopped Jace. They were glowing, fierce, and yet confused, like she didn't know if he was friend or enemy. Jace lowered the tool gun slowly. "Hey. I'm not here to fight." She blinked. Her gaze swept over him. She spoke in a strange voice, full of clicks and notes, but the translator in Jace's ear couldn't catch up. She pointed at him. Then at her chest. Then she stumbled. Jace rushed forward. "Careful." Her body was hot to the touch, burning with energy, but shaking. He caught her in his arms as she collapsed. Her wings opened halfway, then folded again. "I need to get you out of here," Jace muttered. He didn't know what she was. He didn't know why she was here. But leaving her alone in the crash site felt wrong. He dragged her to a hidden supply shelter nearby and laid her on a bedroll. She was unconscious now, but even in her sleep, her tail twitched, wrapping once around his arm. Jace felt a strange warmth flow into his skin. The base sent out patrols, but no one came this far down. The forest kept them hidden. She woke after a few hours. This time she didn't speak. Just stared at him while her tail wrapped tighter. "You need help," Jace said softly. "I don't think the others will understand what you are." Her wing moved. One fingered joint touched his chest, just over his heart. Jace froze. The alien girl leaned closer. Her voice came again, strange and musical, but this time the translator caught a few words. "Mine. Now. He blinked. "What?" She rapped. Her tail fully around his waist, pulling him toward her like it was natural, like this was a bond that couldn't be broken. "Wait. Is this some kind of ritual?" Jace asked, heartbeat rising. "Are you choosing me for something?" She didn't answer. Instead, she opened her wings wide, and the entire shelter lit with glowing colors, shimmering patterns across her skin. And feathers. Her eyes locked onto his double quotes chosen. Protector. Mate. That word made him swallow hard. Outside, thunder cracked again. But inside the shelter, things had changed. Jace didn't know what war she had come from, or what enemies had chased her here. But it didn't matter anymore, because now, she had chosen him, and something told him the real danger hadn't even started yet. Jace couldn't sleep. The alien girl lay curled beside him, her long tail still wrapped around his waist like a living chain. Her wings rested over her body, folded neatly, but every now and then, they twitched like they were sensing something far away. He watched her chest rise and fall. Her breathing was slow, calm, peaceful even. But he could feel the energy coming from her skin, warm, pulsing, like a low hum in the air. She wasn't normal. She wasn't like any alien species he had ever seen or read about. And the way she had said those words, chosen ... protector ... Mate, they kept repeating in his head. What did she mean by that? He moved a little to reach for his comms device. It was dead. No signal. No light. He checked the spare one in his backpack. Dead. 2. Is this ... her doing? He whispered. The moment he moved more than a few inches away, her tail tugged tighter. Not painfully, but firm, like a warning. She was still asleep, but somehow still aware of him. Suddenly her eyes opened, bright and glowing. She looked right at him. He froze. She didn't speak at first. Just tilted her head slowly, as if studying him. Then she raised her hand and placed it gently on his chest again. You stay, she said softly. This time, the translator caught it clearly. Jace's heart thumped. Why me? She touched the side of his face. No betray, she whispered. You feel true. Jace didn't know what to say. He had no idea what was happening, but something about her words made his chest tighten. Then she sat up, looking toward the shelter door. Her wings stretched slightly. She was hearing something he couldn't. What is it? He asked. She stood, slowly walking toward the door. Her feet didn't even make a sound. Jace followed her. Outside, the night was strangely silent. No birds, no insects, no wind. Then, they both saw it. Far above the trees, distant lights in the sky. Red. Flickering. Fast. Multiple ships. Unmarked. The same type of ship she had crashed in. But these were hunting. She made a low growl in her throat. Enemy, she said. Jace looked at the ships, then back at her. They're after you. She nodded slowly. They hunt all. Bondmates. No escape. Only fight. Jace blinked. Bondmates, you mean? Me too. She turned to him and stepped close, very close. You are mine. They hunt us both now. He stepped back. I didn't ask for this. But she grabbed his wrist gently, firmly. No ask, just truth. In the next moment, her wings opened wide. Her tail wrapped around his waist again, and her voice dropped to a whisper. I keep you safe. Suddenly, the ground shook again. A loud hum filled the air. One of the enemy ships flew low over the forest, scanning. She looked up, then back at Jace. No more hide. Her wings glowed. Run now, or fly with me. Jace hesitated for only a second. Let's fly. Jace didn't even have time to think. The alien girl pulled in close. Her arms wrapped around his chest, and her wings spread wide, massive and glowing, filling the shelter with soft blue light. Then she jumped. The wind hit his face like a slap. Trees blurred below them. Her wings beat hard and strong, lifting them higher and higher into the night sky. Jace held on tightly, heart pounding. They soared over the forest like a bird of light. Below, the enemy ships moved between the trees, their search beams slicing through the darkness. One beam almost touched them. The alien girl swerved sharply, her muscles tense. Jace could feel the power in her body, pure strength and grace. We can't outrun them forever, he shouted. She didn't answer. Her eyes locked on the mountains far ahead. Safe cave, she said through the wind. Ancient. Sacred. Hidden. Jace nodded. He didn't understand everything, but he trusted her. They flew for what felt like an hour. The cold air bit his skin, but her body stayed warm against his. Finally, they landed on a cliffside ledge, hidden by vines and rock. Inside was a dark cave, deep, silent, echoing. She led him inside, moving like she had been here before. Carvings on the wall glowed faintly when she passed. Strange symbols, shapes of wings, creatures with tails and fire in their eyes. What is this place? Jace asked. Home. Long ago, she said softly. She placed her hand on a stone panel. The floor opened slowly, revealing a chamber beneath. Warm light filled the space, green and blue like underwater fire. Jace stepped down slowly. This is where you're from? No. she said. This was our temple. Our last bond place. Only few remember. She turned to him. But you, remember, Jace frowned. What do you mean? I've never been here. She stepped closer. Her tail brushed against his leg again. You carry the mark, not outside, inside. He looked down at his hands. What mark? She touched his chest again over his heart. Your spirit, same as ours. That is why I chose you. Jace's mind raced. You think I'm one of you? No, she said. But you were meant for one of us, me. Before he could answer, the cave shook. The enemy had found them. Dust fell from above. Rocks tumbled from the walls. No more time, she said. Her eyes were glowing brighter now. They will break this place. Unless what? Jace asked. She knelt in front of him. Wings open. Tail curled. You say yes, fully, bond complete. Power shared. He stared at her. What happens if I say no? They will kill you. And if I say yes, we fight as one. He took a deep breath. His hands trembled, but then he looked into her eyes so full of truth, of fire, of something ancient and wild. I'm in, he said. Whatever this is, I'm with you. Her face softened. Then she rose, wrapped her tail fully around him, and pulled him into her arms. Wings closed around them, and the cave exploded with light. The light filled everything. Jace couldn't move. He couldn't breathe. But he wasn't scared. Inside the light, it felt like time stopped. The alien girl's wings wrapped around him tightly. Her tail held him close. And in that glowing silence, something passed between them, a deep pulse. A warmth in his chest. Like a second heartbeat. He gasped as the energy rushed through him like fire and wind and something even older. His body trembled, but her arms kept him steady. She whispered near his ear, Now. We are one. The light faded. Jace dropped to one knee, breathing hard. His fingers sparked with soft blue light. The symbols from the cave walls now shimmered faintly under his skin markings like hers. What did you do to me? He asked. She helped him up. I gave you part of my bond. Now we are linked. You can feel me. I can feel you. Jace looked at his hands, still glowing slightly. Is this permanent? She nodded. Until death. Before he could ask more, the ground shook again harder than before. A sharp beam of red light blasted through the cave entrance. Enemy drones rushed in, flying low with humming engines and laser sights locked on them. The alien girl's eyes flared. No mercy, she said. She leaped forward, wings snapping wide. Jace followed, his body moving faster than before. Stronger. Like something new had awakened inside him. The first drone fired. Jace ducked and raised his hand without thinking. A shield of blue light flashed up and blocked the shot. He stared. What the hell? She smiled from across the chamber. Our bond. You learn fast. Jace grinned. Let's finish this. Together they attacked. She flew like lightning, tail striking drones from the air, claws tearing metal. Jace backed her up, using glowing force fields and bursts of energy from his hands. The bond made them faster, stronger, connected in every movement. The cave echoed with explosions and roars. More drones rushed in. But the two of them stood like fire and wind. Then from the entrance, a new figure appeared. Tall, armored, with glowing red eyes and a deep voice. Traitress, it growled. Jace stood in front of her. Who is that? She didn't blink. My brother. Jace's eyes widened. He hunts all who choose outside our kind. He will kill me. And you. The enemy raised its arm. A red blade formed. No more words, it said. Jace raised his fists. His pulse matched hers. Then we fight. They rushed forward side by side. Light and shadow clashed. And the cave became a battleground. The cave shook with every blow. Jace moved fast, but her brother was faster. The armored figure slammed down his red blade, cutting into the stone floor. Sparks flew. Jace jumped back, barely dodging the strike. The alien girl darted in, wings glowing, tail snapping at her brother's leg. But he caught her mid-air and threw her hard. Against the wall, she fell with a cry. No! Jace ran to her, but the red-eyed warrior blocked him. You are weak, the enemy growled. You are not one of us. She has shamed our blood. Jace clenched his fists. She chose me. That's not shame. You poison her. I protect her. Jace raised both hands, and the bond reacted. A wave of blue light burst out. The warrior staggered back, armor sparking. The alien girl struggled to her feet. Blood ran from her lip, but her eyes still burned with fire. She placed her hand on Jace's back. Together. Again. He nodded. They moved like one. She flew high, drawing her brother's blade upward. Jace dashed in low, sliding under the strikes, then hit the warrior's knee with a charged blast. He fell to one side. Then Jace reached up and the girl swooped down, grabbing him mid-air. Their energy combined. Blue and white light surrounded them. Her wings flared wide, and then they struck together. The warrior flew back, smashed into the far wall. His armor cracked. His blade flickered and died. He fell still. The cave went quiet. Jace stood, breathing hard. His shirt was torn, his arms glowing faintly. The girl knelt beside her brother. He opened one eye. Why? He whispered. She touched his shoulder. Because he is not like the others. He felt me, heard me, protected me. That is what our kind was meant to do. The warrior coughed. Then, go. Before they come, there are more. She looked at Jace. He's right. This was only a scout team. Then where do we go? She turned to the deepest part of the cave. A hidden tunnel. There is one place left. Old Sky Temple. Far beyond the Firelands. If we reach it, we can break the bond curse. Free others like us. Jace stared at her. And if we don't, they will never stop. They will burn every world I hide on. Kill every mate I choose. He walked up to her, placed a hand on her cheek. Then let's make sure they don't get that chance. Her tail slowly wrapped around him again, gently. I will fly, she said softly. But only if you stay close. I'm not going anywhere, he said. Not without you. She opened her wings, and together, they disappeared into the stars. Asterisk, the Fireland stretched across the sky like a wound. Red storms raged below. Rivers of lava flowed between broken cliffs. The heat burned even from high above. Jace held tightly to her shoulders as she flew. Her wings beat strong, cutting through the hot winds. Her skin shimmered, marked by their shared bond. And around his waist, her tail still held him close, always touching, always reminding him he wasn't alone. The old Sky Temple was near. He could see its shape in the cloud's tall spires, glowing softly, half hidden in golden mist. It floated above the world like a dream. Almost there, he said. She didn't answer, but he could feel her worry. Her heartbeat was quick, her breath tight. They know, she finally whispered. They're coming. Behind them, dark shapes pierced the cloud's enemy ships, faster and larger than before. They followed us, Jace said. She nodded. Last chance. They will destroy the temple. Or us. Then we hold the sky, Jace said. Until we finish what we came for. She turned sharply, wings folding as she dropped toward the temple. Wind roared in their ears. They landed on a wide marble platform, smooth and ancient. Jace stepped forward. The symbols lit under his feet, same as those on his arms. The temple accepted them. Suddenly, a deep hum began. Lights spread through the spires. The energy field formed above them, a shield of glowing light. The enemy ships opened fire, but the blasts hit the shield and scattered into harmless sparks. Jace looked at her. Now what? She walked to the center of the temple. A glowing crystal pulsed there, deep blue, ancient and alive. If we activate it, she said, we send a message. A signal to others like me, all over the stars. It breaks the blood promise, ends the curse. Then let's do it, he said. She hesitated. But it may take my power, all of it. Jace stepped close, his voice shaking. You'll die? I don't know, she said quietly. But if I don't, others like me will never be free. Jace took her hand. Then I'll give mine too. He placed his other hand on the crystal dot. She did the same. Their bond flared. The crystal glowed brighter, until the whole sky burned with light. The enemy ship stopped. The air pulsed dot, and then everything went still. When Jace opened his eyes, he was lying on the platform. The crystal was dark now. He sat up quickly. Where is she? Then he saw her, lying at the edge of the light, still breathing, but her wings were gone. Her tail uncurled. He rushed to her side. No, stay with me. She blinked slowly, smiled weakly. Bond, lives, she whispered. You are mine. Jace held her close. You're mine too, always. Above them, the sky began to clear. The red clouds faded. Far in the distance, other lights rose, signals, one by one. More temples, more voices. More of her kind awakening. The war was over. They had broken the curse, and even without wings, she was still his. Together, they stayed on the temple steps, watching the new stars rise.